All right, so we're going to talk about some things. Translation, where we are moving something, sliding it left or right, up or down. That's plus A plus B, okay? Right, left, up or down. Making something bigger, timesing it by K, right? Or making something smaller, timesing it by K, where K is a fraction, like 1/3, 1/2, okay? Reflection. Reflection is where X or Y is opposite. And think about that. When you're looking at the reflection of yourself in the mirror, you're opposite yourself, right? So one of you is the negative self. Okay? And just think of it as, if the X is being negative, then that means that the Y-axis is the one it's flipping across. So it's going across the Y-axis. If that Y is the one being affected, that means it's going across the X-axis. So it's going from here to here or from here to here. Okay? Now with rotation, if both X and Y are negative, then that's a 180-degree rotation. That means if it goes from here, it rotates over to here. Okay? Or if it's here, it rotates over to here. Okay? 180 degrees. But if it only goes 90 degrees, that's halfway, right? We have to know which one's going clockwise, which is down, or counterclockwise, which is up. Okay? So if you think about it, if these flip, right? Let's say you have 1 and 2. Okay? So 1 and 2. Let's look at that, right? And if they flip, that would be -2 and 1. Where is that? Where's -2 and 1? That would be 1, 2, and 1, right? Now, how did I get from here to here? I went clockwise. Or, I'm sorry, counterclockwise. Right? So, when the Y becomes your X, this is counterclockwise. Okay? And when you have 2, -1, right? 2, -1, you flip them, but this becomes negative, then you're going to go 2, -1. So it's going to go down in a clockwise direction. So this is going to be clockwise. All right? So that's how you figure it out if you forget on the state test. Okay? Use what you know to figure out what you don't know. Okay? It's huge. All right? Please don't just go, I don't know, I don't remember. Okay? Figure it out. Use your brain. Okay? So now once we've done that, this is the crux of the problem. We got to be able to look at this and go, what's happening here? What's happening? So, first of all, how do you get from 2 to 6 and 3 to 9? Okay? Now, if I think of 2 and 6 and 3 and 9, what do I think of? Is there an easy way I can turn a 2 into a 6 and a 3 into a 9?
Squaring.
Square? 2 squared is 4.
But we're trying to get 2 to 6.
Yeah, 2 to 6 and 3 to 9.
By 2.
Multiply by...
No, because that...
By 3, right? If I multiply by 3, right? Think about that. If I multiply by 3, if my k is 3, kx, so that would be k times 2, which is what? 6, right? And k times 3 would be what?
9.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Could I do the same thing with 5 to 15? Is that still 3? 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you see what's going on here? What do we call that when we multiply? What's that called? Which one of these?
Dilation.
Dilation. So right now we're working with dilation. We know we're working with dilation. Okay? But what else are we working with? Because they want two things. What else is happening? They're both turning negative, right? So what happens when they both turn negative? What's going on when they both turn negative? So to go from 2 to 3, I multiply by 3, right? But when they both turn negative, then isn't that this guy? Both of them turn negative? Then isn't that rotation? Right? So what we're working with here is dilation and rotation. And that's the answer, right? So that looks like B, right?
Dilation, rotation.
Okay? But it said extra credit if you can give me the exact. What's the exact dilation?
I don't know.
3 times bigger, right? Because you're multiplying by 3. So 3 times bigger. And what else?
3 times smaller. I don't know.
What's the rotation?
What number do you want?
This is number 15.
I'm just gonna be honest. Do I write all that? Yeah, I just need to get it signed.
Yeah. 3 times bigger. And what else? What's the rotation?
180.
Counterclockwise?
180. 180 degrees. It doesn't matter which direction because it's 180. They both became negative, right? So they 3 times bigger with 180 degree rotation. Okay? And that is the exact. Now you could say it had a 180 degree rotation with a dilation of 3 times bigger. A dilation factor of 3. Okay? So either way, 180 degree rotation with a dilation factor of 3. Both of these work. Okay? You're dilating it 3 times bigger and you're rotating it 180 degrees. So the shape, this triangle, because it's 3 points, right? So we know it's a triangle, is going to get 3 times bigger and rotate 180 degrees.